The Volvo EC40 occupies an interesting space in today's market, not because it's trying to redefine what an electric vehicle is, but because it quietly refines what daily electric ownership can realistically look like for a certain kind of driver. It's an SUV coupe by shape, but that label matters less than the role it plays. A compact premium EV designed to make electrification feel stable, predictable, and livable, rather than exciting for its own sake. Welcome to Pro Auto Analyst, where we look past headlines and specs and focus on what vehicles actually mean in the real world. At a time when many electric vehicles are still chasing novelty, more screens, more performance, more statements, the EC40 feels intentionally restrained. Volvo's goal here isn't to win spec sheet battles. It's to solve a simpler problem. How do you give people a premium, all-electric vehicle that feels familiar enough to trust, comfortable enough to live with every day, and modern enough to remain relevant over the long term? That balance shows up immediately in how the EC40 drives. Power delivery is smooth and immediate, as you'd expect from an EV, but it's tuned for control rather than drama. Acceleration is there when you need it, on highway merges, passing slower traffic. But it never feels like the car is daring you to use it. That restraint matters, especially in daily driving, where predictability builds confidence over time. Volvo understands that most drivers don't want their commute to feel like a demonstration of torque. They want it to feel calm, and calm is really the defining characteristic here. The suspension tuning prioritizes composure over sportiness, absorbing imperfect roads without isolating you completely. Steering is accurate but relaxed, reinforcing the idea that this car is meant to reduce cognitive load, not increase it. You don't have to manage the EC40, you just drive it. There's a small pause worth acknowledging here, because this is where some buyers may pause too. If you're looking for emotional engagement, dramatic feedback, or a sense of playfulness behind the wheel, this may not be the vehicle that speaks to you. And that's okay. Volvo isn't pretending otherwise. Inside, the EC40 continues this philosophy. The interior design isn't trying to overwhelm you with luxury cues. Instead, it leans into clarity and material honesty. The layout is simple, almost architectural, with controls where you expect them, and surfaces that feel designed for use rather than display. The seating position is upright and supportive, reinforcing the SUV identity even with the coupe-like roofline. The technology follows the same logic. The infotainment system, built around Google integration, works because it solves real problems. Navigation that understands charging stops, voice commands that actually respond naturally, and software updates that improve functionality over time instead of just adding features. This isn't technology for novelty's sake. It's technology that fades into the background once you've learned it. Importantly, Volvo resists the temptation to digitize everything. Physical interactions still exist where they matter, which reduces friction in daily use. Over months and years, that matters more than it might seem on a test drive. From an ownership perspective, the EC40 is designed to inspire long-term confidence. Volvo's reputation for safety isn't treated as a marketing slogan here. It's embedded into how the vehicle behaves. Driver assistance systems are present, but they're tuned conservatively. They support the driver rather than trying to replace them. That restraint builds trust, especially for people who plan to keep their vehicles for a long time. Charging and range are handled pragmatically. The EC40 offers enough real-world range to cover daily life comfortably without positioning itself as a cross-country machine. Fast charging capability means road trips are possible, but the car doesn't pretend they're effortless. Instead, it acknowledges the reality of current infrastructure and works within it. That honesty is refreshing. Design-wise, the coupe silhouette is a calculated compromise. You give up some rear headroom and cargo flexibility compared to a traditional SUV, but in return, you get a vehicle that feels more personal and less utilitarian. The white exterior, in particular, emphasizes the clean Scandinavian design language, subtle rather than aggressive, contemporary without being trendy. So, who is the EC40 really for? It's for someone who wants to move into an electric vehicle without adopting a new identity. Someone who values safety, design integrity, and daily comfort over performance metrics and visual drama. It's for urban and suburban drivers who want an EV that integrates into their life rather than reshaping it. And who isn't it for? Enthusiasts chasing edge-of-seat dynamics. Early adopters who want the most radical technology available. Buyers who need maximum cargo space or towing capability. The Volvo EC40 doesn't try to be everything. Instead, it commits to being something specific. A thoughtful, composed electric vehicle designed for people who value calm progress over constant excitement. In today's EV landscape, that kind of clarity is more meaningful than it might initially appear. If this kind of grounded, real-world analysis is how you like to understand cars, subscribe to Pro Auto Analyst, because buying smarter starts with thinking deeper.